A menace with a face. Society out of place. Ignorance where wisdom is supposed to be. As the transitions igniting the bindings from another me. A crush like fade between the lines that creeps, the moments that leaps like bungees on a mountain tree. A hybrid between the present and the past should not be alien to me. I encapsulate the very fabric like my prolific takes whatever my brain makes me see. I open as I'm withdrawn to a minute, ticking like a time bomb. Ticking and talking through the moments, waiting to explode. The road grow with trolls like a million sharpened swords. Greetings, everyone. You are now tuned into Poetry Journal podcast. I am here again to just to express, to share some words, and just give my viewpoint, and hopefully people can relate to where I'm taking this one. This one's gonna be a few things to unpack before I kind of reveal my ultimate motive, per se, to where exactly I'm trying to take this piece, this episode as a whole. But please bear with me on this one. It's all in a good cause, and just I think it's important to speak about this one for sure. Maybe I think I have not too long ago, but I wrote something recently, and I thought to myself, this is something to kind of maybe echo or reiterate certain points pertaining to an important topic. I want to say this is a random one, but I also want to say shout out to, I think they're called Feed Spot. If I got that right, Feed Spot. And what it is, I'll leave a link, so everybody can kind of see for themselves. But what it is it's almost like a research site, and they have a large following, and they basically ranked Poetry Journal podcasts one of the top 30 platforms, poetry platforms in the UK, one of the top 30. And of course, me being objective as I am, like if I was to speak about rankings, etc., especially being a poet myself, I would humbly say that I respect it, in a sense where it's let's put it like this, it's all subjective at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, to an extent, you have to, people must be enjoying. He might be one of the few or many that must be enjoying what you're doing. And I know I have listeners out there, decent few, and I appreciate that. So thanks for everyone, the kind of support, of course. But I thought it was cute, like it was, it's one of those things that's like, that's nice, man, that's nice. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was worth mentioning in this case. Make of it what you will. But yeah, I'll leave a link to that as well if anybody wants to have a read on what that's about. And I think I was number 16. But they had a decent few poetry platforms on there as well, so who knows. But I digress. Let me get back to what I was supposed to be really speaking about. So let me go through the whole piece, the whole quote that I have to speak about today. I'll start again from the top, and then I'll just break it down. A menace with a face, society out of place, ignorance where wisdom is supposed to be, as time transitions, igniting the bindings from another me. A cross like fade between the lines that creeps, the moments that leaps like bungees on a mountain tree. A hybrid between the present and the past should not be alien to me. I encapsulate the very fabric like my prolific takes whatever my brain makes me see. I open as I'm withdrawn to a minute ticking like a time bomb. Ticking and talking through the moments waiting to explode. The road grow with trolls like a million sharpened swords. Not knowing who to trust for the sake of my well-being have me switching between modes. Clenching my teeth like I'm about to lose them in this moment like any second, Lord knows. Wanting nothing but to be clean from the daunting like the sweetest rewards. But how could I, if the world's face still grows, budding at the nose, an artificial on recline, waiting for the right moments to take what's mine. The sweet and sublime could never sit betwixt the inclines of my define. They tell of the grueling times I dare not seek to find, never knowing where the future may take me, especially in the deepest crevices of the mind. I just let that one sit for a second there. And that's a wrap. So now, where do I go from here? Questions. Where do we find the biggest monsters? Where do they start? Where are they created, in a sense? You know, behind the kitchen sink, maybe the basement. Do you consider yourself to be one of such? As I like to put it, a monster in the shade. Are you one of those? What if I put it to you that the biggest monsters are the ones that exist within the mind? What would you say? Are you a believer in conquering your fears? Do you possess such discipline? As we know, it's not easy to come by, to accomplish, to attain. Speaking of discipline, that is. I mean, we all have fears derived from somewhere in our past that has grown over time. They grow over time, having held so much potential that they become the elephant in every room that you sit. When you sit, they sit. No timid, but ever so brazen. Why is this relevant? I believe somewhere along the way the monsters of men have not only become the elephant in the room, but to add somewhere along the way, their monsters became anonymous to the point where nobody got to know their name. How can you solve an issue if you don't know the in-depth situation of the problem? In other words, how can a patient be cured of their illness if the doctor does not care or know what the issue is? Some may argue neglect, some may argue priorities. I think these are some of the situations that plagues a lot of people these days, a lot of men these days. Don't get me wrong, some of us can fix ourselves, change our trajectory in a sense, almost coming off the precipice of a cliff or reverting away from chaos. And experience have taught me that we're not all blessed enough to be able to do that. And when we do finally figure it out, certain percentage, a certain amount, it may be too late to enact the cure, in a sense, you know. But hey, that's just me, you know. Maybe it's just me, and I wanted to kind of share a viewpoint, if you will, vent of sorts, as we all have the inspiration to do at times, just in my own way. I mean, this is art, this is poetry, and I suppose you could say men's health was, or mental health specifically, was the ultimate motive or inspiration behind, you know, what I'm pretty much kind of expressing to the masses right now and speaking on. I thought it was appropriate to speak in light of situations that's happened and have kind of paved the way in some sense to where we are right now, in terms of like the awareness in this modern day pertaining to, I don't really want to say the triggering words, but let's just say, you know, mental health awareness in a sense. And I thought it was important to kind of speak on. So much so that, you know what, I thought to myself, let me share some more things with you. And this is just a little research, just to kind of solidify the topic. And you can find these stats at committees.parliament.uk. So these are, I think, pretty much more specific to the UK than not. But you know, we already know this is a wider issue. But according to the Office of National Statistics, 3 out of 4 people who take their own lives are men. That means 75%. Crazy world. Ponder that for a second. Here's another one. 12.5% of men in England are suffering from one of the common mental health disorders. Men are 3 times more likely than women to become alcohol dependent. In a survey conducted for the Men's Health Forum, 12% of men said that the last time they took time off work to see a GP was because they were constantly feeling stressed or under pressure, and 11% because of prolonged feelings of sadness. You know, I was pretty curious today, and I really wanted to kind of just more than be curious today, and just I felt like I thought I had the tools for it, so I thought it was appropriate to just make an episode and just kind of just speak on that, or maybe not only speak on it but express on it in my own way, the way I like to, my form of expression. And this is where I've pretty much got to. So this was the inspiration behind the quote that I created today, and I wanted to share. I hope everybody can kind of understand, and in light of everything that we are all aware of, in a sense, pertaining to this specific, and this is just a focus point right now, because I am an advocate for men's health. So I thought it was appropriate, and I'm a man myself, so I thought it was appropriate to speak on such a situation as we've kind of been aware of for a period. But I digress. As always, would love to hear people's feedback, share their thoughts on what you think of things I'm saying. And here's a question as well, like, maybe share your own opinion of your take on things. Maybe it's mental health in general, like both men and women mental health. But yes, I would love to hear people's take on this one for sure. So as always, don't be afraid to reach out and share your thoughts and opinion on everything that I have put out there. It's all welcome. Even if you disagree with me, that's welcome too. There's no issues with smoke around here. Let's put it like that. Apart from that, as you know, I thought, let me plug myself today, because it's been a while since I kind of spoke about what, anything that I have in the past or the future or present, etc. So as far as I am right now in terms of like my work, it's ongoing things. I have things that will be out, and I don't really want to share too much in detail until I'm ready. I did an episode about something that I'm working on, and this one's going to be better than the last, let's put it like that. But I was really proud of the last, which was poultry journal, Growing Pains, as you know, and that's the last piece that I put out there to the world. And the short story series box set. So as you know, there was 3 short stories, which was the series I created, and then I put them all together, which technically means there's a novella out there with all 3 short stories in one. And it was my first, and it was fun, you know. But I've moved on since then. Don't get me wrong, they're all my babies, but I've moved on in the sense where I've created so much since then. So, you know, I just wanna give myself the best chance to kind of share with people the evolution prior to the things I have out there already, which I'm pretty proud about. You know, pretty proud about that. You know, made me look good and feel good. Extra mean, extra mug because of such things, but it's also humbling though. On a real talk, it is humbling, and it's a journey for me, like, you know, and I enjoy what I do, and I take it serious. So, on that note, thanks everyone for tuning in and listening to what I have to say, and it's your friendly neighborhood wordsmith, in a sense. Peace out until next time.